Here, and we are in. All right, friends, welcome to this Friday edition of Yogalates. As always, please modify things as needed. Take it slow. Move with your breath. So important. Go ahead and kneel down to one back edge of your mat. We're going to just start with some nice shoulder rolls. Have a seat on your feet. Get those feet nice and flat. Sit up nice and tall. Big breath in. We're going to just start shrugging out that tension, upper back and traps. Roll at the ears. Inhale. Pull the elbows back. Exhale. Keep your head and chest tall as you roll those shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Inhaling up. Pull the elbows back. Exhale down. Keep going. Find that breath. Inhale up. Exhale, back and down as you squeeze the shoulder blades and roll the shoulders back forward. Big, big, exaggerated shrugs. Keep them going. We're going to start nice and easy. And as always, we will build up those sequences as we go through and have little recoveries in between our little roller coaster of stretching. 3 more. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale back. 2. 1 more time. Standing tall. All right, guys. Child's pose. Take those knees out a little bit wider than your hips. Have the feet closer together. Let's slowly take the head chest down into your mat. Stretch your arms out as far as you can in front of you. Push your chest down into your mat. Sorry, turn that music up just a little bit. I hope that's not overpowering my voice. Reach out through the arms, through the fingers. Push your butt back down onto your feet. Get as deep as you can onto your feet and into your mat. 2 more breaths. And we'll start moving. Nice little movements in our child's pose. Some side stretching. 1 more breath. Pressing down into your mat, reaching the arms out. Let's walk the hands to the right as far as you can. Put your chest down right on top of your right knee. Really, really emphasize reaching across through the right arm and fingers and stretch that right arm out too. Left arm and fingers, right arm out. 3 breaths. Feel that stretch move all down that left side of your body, really reaching across with the left arm. Push your chest down as deep as you can onto that right knee. 1 more breath. Good. Walk the hands to your left. Push your chest down deep and flat on your left knee and thigh. Really emphasize stretching across with the right arm. And reach out through the left arm as well. 3 breaths. Just getting a little bit of movement in the low back. You should really be feeling a big stretch all down your right side from behind the armpit and shoulder all the way down your side. Let's go 1 more nice big breath. Good. Come back to the center. Come forward into Cobra. Flatten the legs out. Slowly let your hips come down. If you need to stay up here, not uncommon that the low back doesn't like Cobra for some. Don't flex your hips too hard. If you need to, head chest tall. Shoulders back. Abs in tight and squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your glutes. Draw the abs tight. If this is too much, go to your elbows and forearms. 3 breaths, and then we're going to add in a twist to our Cobra. Head, chest up, shoulders back, abs tight, squeeze the glutes. Here we go. Turn and look over your left shoulder. Keep the weight on your hands. Take a breath. Turn and look over your right shoulder. Keep them going. Take a breath. Turn. Getting some good rotation in the spine. Feel the stretch move from the front of one hip inside of your abdomen to the other front hip inside of your abdomen as you twist. Look over your shoulder, head, chest tall. Keep them going. 3 breaths. Nice and slow. Remember, precise, fluid movements with the breath. Keep that mind-body connection going. One more each side on your breath. And we'll give those wrists a break. Okay, come to table pose. Thread the needle with a twist. Put your right hand a little bit out in front of you. Go to your classic thread the needle pose. Cross that left arm under with the palm up as far as you can. Bring your shoulder and head all the way to the ground if you're able to. Now I want you to take your right knee right up to the back of that left arm, wherever you feel the most stable. Very slowly, if you can, if you have your head down. Now bring that right arm up, palm forward, reach behind you, turn your head and look up that right arm as you reach back. Thread the needle with a twist. 3 breaths. Reaching a little further up and back with each exhale. 2 more breaths. Great stretch, mid upper back. Make sure your palm is forward. We're even stretching the chest in front of the shoulder a bit if your palm is forward and you're really, really reaching back. 1 more breath. We're going to go right to the other side. Good, nice and slow. Bring the right hand back down. Come into table pose. Extend your left hand out in front of you just a little bit. Make that space to thread the needle through with the right arm. Bring your shoulder, head all the way down. Follow the same steps. Take your left knee right up to the back of your right arm. And if you can, if you feel stable enough, if you have your head down and your knees in a good position, bring that left arm up for the bonus twist. Find your sticking point. Take 3 breaths past it. Nice deep belly breaths in. And as you exhale, we reach a little bit further up and back through those sticking points. 2 more times, and I want you to do that every week with every stretch. Let's breathe into it 1 more time. Great. Bring the left hand down. Come back in to your classic table pose. Arms are straight under the shoulders. Knees are at 90 degrees under the hips. We're going to do a sequence I call cat, knee, cow, kick. Let's start with cow kick. Keep your knee bent at 90 degrees. Yes, I made that name up. All right, head high. Kick your foot to the ceiling. Look at the extension we're creating in the spine. Head is high. We're kicking up. We're flexing, extending the spine down. Squeeze your glute. On our exhale, we're going to keep the knee bent at 90. We're going to draw the knee into the chest, and we're going to round the back and shoulders and look at your belly button. Now look at all the flexion we're creating in the spine. Squeeze your abs. Here we go. Inhale. Cow kick. Head high. Keep the knee bent at 90 the whole time. Squeeze your glute. 2, 1. Exhale. Cat pose with the knee into the chest, also called modified frozen wolf. Here we go. Inhale. Cow kick. Extend the hip. Squeeze the glute. Exhale. Cat pose as you draw the knee. Round your shoulders. Look at your belly button. Inhale. Kick. What a dynamic stretch. Exhale. Knee. Squeeze. We're activating abs, glutes, while we warm up the spine. Inhale. Kick. All the way from the neck to the tailbone. Exhale. Knee into your cat. Let's go through them just 1 more time. Here we go. Inhale, kick. And last one. Exhale. Cat pose. Round and knee squeeze. Good. Come back to table pose. Let's get off of the wrist for a second. I love modified down dog. Put your arms out in front of you as far as you can, keeping your knees right under your hips. Don't come forward to try to reach further. Arms out, knees under the hips. Turn your head to the left. Now push your chest down. as deep as you can to your mat as you reach out through the fingers. Pull your shoulder blades back. Press as deep as you can down into your mat. Reach out through your arms. Push your hands into the floor. Feel that stretch, chest and upper back. 3 breaths. That nice straight line, that lengthening we're creating through the back and spine as we stretch the front of the shoulder girdle. Let's turn our head to the opposite direction. Turn your head the other way. Have our head turned so we can get down those last couple little inches without our nose face hitting the floor. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Perfect. Drag the hands back. Come to table pose. I'm going to try something with you guys today that I've never done with anybody in a live class. It's a little bit more of an advanced sequence. It's not challenging as far as the effort. It's challenging as far as the flexibility and the body awareness. I want to make sure you're on your toes behind you and that you're wider than your hips. So start in table pose, be on your toes and have your feet wider than your hips. We're going to push back into a deep yoga squat. So push back until your feet come flat and reach your arms in front of you. So we're stretching the spine, opening the hips. Now go slow as you come back. Maybe you just have to stay here. I want you to try to push back until your heels come and reach through the arms, deep yoga squat. We'll take 3 breaths in this first one. Reach out through the arms. Let those hips drop down as deep as you can. And again, if you're here, that's fine. Just push back, keep the hands on the floor, still stretching the low back, inner hips. 1 more breath, and now we're going to go to what I call a mooing cow. Yes, I made that name up as well. Come forward, take the hands to the floor, let the knees come down, lift the head, chest high, pull the shoulders back. 3 breaths. So the feet are going to stay in place. Head, chest up, pull the shoulders back. 1 more breath, and we're going to put them together. Here we go. On your breath, push back as deep as you can. Maybe you stay here, the hands are on the floor, or maybe you can come all the way back and reach. Reach through those arms. Take the hips down. Keep trying to get your feet flatter and flatter if your heels are up. 1 more breath. Here we go. Come forward. Come back to your toes. Take the hands to the floor. Head, chest up tall. Shoulders back. A couple of breaths. Pull the shoulder blades. 1 more breath. Let's do 2 more. Here we go. Push back. See if we can get deeper. Again, maybe you stay here with the hands on the floor. Whatever you can do. Reach. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. Here we go. Mooing cow. Come forward. Take the hands to the floor out in front of you. Let the knees come down as the head and chest come up. Pull the shoulders back. Right on the fingertips. We're going to do it 1 more time, guys. I have a feeling you're just starting to get a rhythm for it. Push back. Deep yoga squat. Reach the arms. Stretch the back and spine. And of course, we are really opening those hips up and stretching the glutes, getting that butt below the knees. Last breath. Here we go. Last mooing cow. Hands down. Knees come down as the head, chest come up. Reach, reach, reach. We're getting some good movement in the ankles and feet too through that. Last breath. And we're going to heel press. Come to table pose. Take the hands under the shoulders. Bring the knees back in about hip width. And then step the feet back 1 at a time. Dive your head down as best as you can. And let's walk the knees in down dog. Heel presses. I love these. Whew. Posterior chain warm up. So as you bend one knee and turn your hip in with it, you're going to press the heel of your straight leg into the floor and feel that nice stretch. The back of the ankle, up into the soleus, calf complex, hamstrings. Move with your breath. And remember, don't worry about following me exactly. I want you to follow your breath. I'm just inhaling, twist. Exhale, press the heel. Inhale, twist. Exhale, press the heel. Keep them going. Stay fluid. Let's do 3 more breaths. Of course, modify as needed. Recover as needed. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. And good. Let the knees come down softly. Push back to our recovery. Child's pose position. Whew, tough little sequence. Restore, recover. Take the energy all the way back down to 0. Stretch your arms out. 3 nice, long, deep belly breaths. In the nose, out the mouth. Two more. Always trying to get flatter and flatter when we go into our child's pose. Let's take 1 more breath. Perfect. We're going to go into a deep, deep fold with a soft knee next. We're going to come to prone position first. Start in table pose. Step your feet back. And then when you're in prone, I want you to step your feet out nice and wide where you still feel strong. Nice and slow. Walk the hands back and start to soften your knees. Bend your knees up. Keep walking the hands back all the way through the legs. Flip your hands around so your palms are down once you get through the legs. Get all the way on those fingertips. You can bend your knees as much as you want so we get into those nice deep low back muscles. 3 breaths. Pulling the head down through the legs. Really, really getting into that low back and the glutes. 2 breaths. So 1 more nice big deep breath into it. Excellent. Walk the hands under your chest. Let's do a couple of windmills while we're in position. If you need to keep the knees a little bent, keep your hands on the floor under the chest. That's fine. Keep the knees as straight as you can. Left hand under the chest. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, bring the right arm up. Reach behind you. Palm is forward. Turn your head. Look up your palm. Try to keep the arms in a nice straight line. I know you probably don't have a mirror and you're looking at me. I'm looking at myself on the monitor, so I have my little mirror here. 2 breaths. Keep reaching up and back on those exhales. Try to move through your hips and trunk, keeping the legs and knees straight and stationary as best as you can. 1 more breath. Take a breath in as you bring your right hand down. Exhale as you bring the left arm up. Follow the exact same steps. Find your sticking points. Take 3 breaths past it. And remember, nothing past an 8 of discomfort. Mild to moderate discomfort, never pain. Listen, body adjust as needed. As long as you're moving and stretching, mission accomplished. 1 more breath in our windmill. We're going to walk forward and cross our leg under the pigeon. Okay, bring the hands back down. Nice and slow, walk your hands forward, come into full prone plank position, step the feet in, 1 at a time, and cross your right leg under, like so. to pigeon. Let your hips come down nice and easy. Slide your left leg back as straight as you can. Let the hips drop down. Remember, we should be focusing the stretch on the outer right hip of that right leg we have crossed under. Don't roll to your side like this. That will take you out of the stretch. There should be a gap here. If you're really tight behind your hips, you're probably like this. That's okay. Still feeling the stretch. What you'll want to do is just try to lower down or keep sliding that left leg back. Once you find your pigeon position, try to fold down through your sticking points. Let's take 3 breaths. Let's give it some time. 3 breaths in your pigeon, wherever that is. Just make sure you're feeling the stretch behind the hip of that right leg we have crossed under the body. If you're one of those people, you're able to get all the way flat on the mat with me. Stretch your arms out in front of you and get as flat as you can into the floor. Let's take one more breath, and we're going to just go to full prone plank position and cross the left leg under. We're going to go right to the other side. Take the hands under the shoulders and bring yourself up. If you're all folded down, bring that back left knee off the floor. Draw the right leg back to full prone plank position. Draw the abs tight. Take a breath. Slowly cross the left leg under to pigeon. Let the hips come down slowly into the stretch. Make sure that back right leg is as flat as you can get it. Sink down, find your sticking point, and let's take 3 nice, long, deep breaths past it. Relax into your mat. Two more breaths. Keep working through your sticking points. Every week we have to do that. Take 1 or 2 more breaths into it. Boy, I'm glad I just checked the time. 1 more breath. These half hours go quick. I'm used to teaching this for 50 minutes, not 30. I have to keep myself aware of the time. Last breath, I'm going to ask you to sit up and just go ahead and roll to your side. Go into the cheater pigeon, I call it, and then swing your legs out in front of you so you're seated on your bottom. We're going to go right into a modified boat pose to forward spine stretch. This is a really good posterior chain stretch. It's going to stretch the hamstrings, low back, and the spine. Lock your knees, flex your toes towards you. Make sure your toes are to the ceiling. Extend your arms straight out in front of you, so we're reaching through the arms, but we're tall. Reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. Take a breath in and slowly roll back 1 vertebrae at a time as far as you can without your feet lifting or your back getting angry with you. And on our exhale, forward spine stretch. Come forward, reach to the toes, reach out through the arms and slowly fold down into your legs. Let's take 3 breaths. Relaxing your head, chest down deeper into the legs. With each exhale, reaching out through the arms. You can see why they call this forward spine stretch. Look at that. Look at the angle of the spine rounding the back. As we reach out through the shoulders, we're really, really pulling that spine. All those back muscles forward, stretching hamstrings and low back. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, roll it back nice and slow. Maybe we can get a little further this time. Let's get those abs working a little bit. We'll take 1 more breath in. And exhale, forward spine stretch. Let's see if we can get a little bit further. 3 breaths, and then we're going to go all the way back to our mat. Folding, 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 reaching out through the arms, relaxing down into the legs. One more breath. Excellent. Peel yourself back. Make sure you have room behind you. I'm going to scoot down a bit so you can see me better. If you're able to roll back, go ahead and do a full roll back or go to your side. However you can get flat. Once you do get flat, we're going to go right into our good morning pose. I always do these when we first get flat. It's our opportunity to just stretch the whole body out. Reach back through the fingers, reach down through the toes. Everything's pulling away from the spine and trunk. 2 breaths. Keep trying to get longer and flatter. One more breath. I think we're going to do 2 more stretches, and then we'll have to start wrapping things up here. We're getting close. Bring your left leg up as high as you can over your hip. We didn't stretch the hamstrings very much. Let's go right into a scissor position. You can take the right foot a little bit off the floor if you can. So reach down through your right toes with the foot a little bit off the floor. Bring your left leg up as high as you can over your hip, keeping it as straight as you can. If you're able to, punch forward and reach up as high above the knee as you can to get the best leverage, and just pull that knee back. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. Big hamstring stretch. Scissor those hamstrings out. Reaching through the bottom toes, pulling that left knee towards the chest, keeping it straight. Last breath. Here we go. Inhale, scissor the legs slowly. Bring the right leg up, left leg down, and exhale as you pull and stretch. If your neck gets tired, please feel free to put your head down at any point. 2 more breaths. Pulling on those exhales, reaching through the bottom toes. One more nice big breath, guys. Good. Relax your head. Take the knees into the chest nice and slow any way you can. Massage your back and spine side to side. 3 breaths. Hug the knees down as firmly as you can to your body as you rock in your cradle. Cradle pose, and we're rocking side to side. 2 more breaths. Start taking the energy down. We're going to go into our final cool down very shortly here. 1 more breath. Perfect. Let's extend the legs down straight, 1 at a time. We're going to go into our corpse pose. Make sure your toes are plopped out, heels are in. Relax your arms to your sides with your palms up. Close your eyes. Let's take 5 nice, long, deep belly breaths. We want to get lots of oxygen in the body, all the way in, every bit of air you can. And all the way out, every bit of air you can. Here we go, 4 more. 3 big, deep belly breaths. Every bit of air in. Every bit of air out. 2. 1 more big, deep belly breath. Bring your arms behind you. Grab your left elbow. Left arm is straight. Reach down through your toes. Let's do a little good morning side stretch for 3 breaths. Bend at the waist. Pull your left elbow to the right as you reach across through the left arm, pulling to the right. 2 breaths. Just make sure you're reaching down through your toes as you reach back through the left fingers and as you pull the left elbow towards the right with your right hand. One more breath, abs in. Come to the center. Take a breath in. Grab your right elbow. Exhale, side bend. Good morning, side bend stretch. Reach down through the toes as you pull across. Great stretch, lat to lat stretch. A little bit of triceps and lats. Really feel that behind your arm into your armpit and down the sides of your back. One more breath. Okay, come to the center and stretch it out big. When you're ready, roll or sit yourself up any way you like to. And I think that is where we'll go ahead and stop for today. It's that time. That was a fast half hour today, guys. Whew. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me pause that recording if that was one that I think Vicky almost